feels like it's like something like really, really big.
Also, in a follow-up to last night, the question we had about English wrestlers rolling their wrist and their neck, I talked to someone in TNA that said that Doug Williams does it as a tribute to Regal. And since we don't really have any other anybody else who's seen anybody do it before Regal, I guess it would just be tracing back to Regal.
Well, maybe Regal copied it from someone from the 70s or 60s.
Could have been. So if anybody if anybody can interview Regal, we'll maybe get an answer to that. But all right, let's talk about Raw here, the show from this evening. This was it was a go-home show for the pay-per-view. End of the show, we'll just talk about that very quickly, then run down everything else. It was the John Cena versus Nexus battle, and they beat him. They did it tag. The GM had said that if anybody runs in to save Cena, they're going to be suspended. And if Nexus doesn't work it like a tag match, then whoever cheats will be suspended. So they worked it like a 7-on-1 tag team match. 6-on-1, that's right, because Darren Young was unable to compete after Cena beat him up last week. So the whole deal was...
Cena got beat up worse every week and didn't even have a scratch.
That's because he's Superman. He's like the Big Show on SmackDown when he said he's a giant, he heals quickly. So Cena ended up losing the match, and then afterwards they went to beat him up. He grabbed a chair. They surrounded the ring to go after him. And who should make the save with a chair of his own but Sheamus, who had been scared by NXT earlier. And show went off the air with Cena and Sheamus standing back-to-back, both with chairs, defending the ring from Nexus. And I understand the idea of the WWE guys having to rally together to run off these invaders and that sort of thing, but is that really the angle you wanted to do on the last show before the pay-per-view where these two guys are in a cage match for the title?
Well, I was perplexed watching that, because that was what I was thinking when that show ended. It's like, I can see doing this on a TV show, but on this show, when this is the last thing that you see leading to a pay-per-view where they're in a cage match, I mean, it's almost like it was almost like when that thing was over, I was thinking that their mentality is like TNA. Well, since we can't draw on pay-per-view, we're just out for TV ratings. Except they still make money on pay-per-view, and most quarters, from a profit standpoint, their profit margin's higher on pay-per-view than producing television.
Yeah,
but maybe they feel that pay-per-view. Who is it that was? Pay-per-view is a dying industry. It's something from the past.
Maybe they figured that the pay-per-view is being sold on Money in the Bank, and this is just a match that's not going to add a buy one way or the other.
Do you believe that Money in the Bank is going to mean more than the championship match? I mean, I guess it might. I don't.
It might. I don't see that. I mean, the championship isn't selling pay-per-views these days, I don't think.
No, you're right, but I don't. I mean, as a fan, I don't have any interest. I mean, I know that they have the two Money in the Bank matches, but they don't mean anything to me. Neither of them.
Well, I think they're hoping that people are...
makes me want to buy the pay-per-view. Neither of them have...
Well,
neither of those Money in the Bank matches have hooked me in the least, and they didn't do a great job of, building it up. I mean, they did that one thing in the Orton Edge match where everyone did their finisher on everyone else, and Evan Bourne looked like a geek at the end. But, when that was over, it wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to see Money in the Bank. It's just kind of like, okay, that's the stuff that they just do, and, in a multiple, it just felt like another multiple-person match.
Well, maybe the idea is that they're hoping that people are buying it expecting to see spectacular action.
Okay.
I don't know.
If that's the case, then I don't know.
Then good luck to everybody.
Yeah, then why didn't they buy the beer money match with the machine guns?
Well, they expected a great match. Hey, at least they've promised. Hey, at least they've promised that the Money in the Bank matches are going to be spectacular, and they're building it up with spots like Evan Bourne doing a shooting star pressing an RKO. Unlike Impact, where
that was a spectacular spot.
They're trying to sell an Ultimate X match with the stipulation that a guy is afraid of heights. Isn't it just telling you you're not going to get...
They've done that before, too. Well, actually, I take that back, because the last time that TNA did the Parade of Heights, it was for a scaffold match, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the match.